Good evening, guys. It's me, Messy, coming on here to do part two of Bannock, Montana. And we know in the last part one that I talked to you about how Bannock, Montana was made or created, and some historical, like Sheriff Plummer and his reign a little bit. I don't want to get too much detailed into the history, even though it's very fascinating. Just because there's so much history and I can't cover it all in like one episode. So with that, I'm going to go into a few buildings there in Bannock, Montana, and my impressions and some of the paranormal, recounts of other people who have experienced it. And when I first went into Bannock, my first impression of what I was instantly drawn to was Mead Hotel. Now, I know skeptics can say, well, yeah, you were drawn to it because it's the main building there and it's beautiful. It is by far the most beautiful building in my eyes, just because there was so much detail and so much love and just a lot. Even the spirits are still protecting that building. And interesting enough, the Mead Hotel, it was built in 1875. It was actually the Beaverhead County Courthouse until it lost its seat to Dillon, and then it stayed vacant so it was in 1891. Now, there was a doctor, John Singleton, and he actually bought the building and then he remodeled it into a hotel. Now, this was been a center life of social gatherings, already in a declining mining country, because everything kind of went to Virginia City, Montana, because they found a claim over there. And now, some of the reports, it's widely considered that it's the most haunted building, which I have to kind of agree. You got to remember, people came into this town. There's also the county courthouse. This also was made into like a makeshift hospital when the influenza hit and everything. So a lot of the paranormal, things that happen is, they see apparitions, cold spots in empty rooms. There's also a figure. You can catch figures in the window, which I have in a lot of my pictures, which hopefully I can find and share with you guys later. But there's just a lot. Now, my impressions as a medium, I connected to the hotel. The first sensation, it wasn't fear. Like I didn't feel any fear with the hotel. I didn't, it was just basically to me like a memory density. The first spirit that I came into contact was a gentleman up the stairs. So if you go to the back of the building, there is the kitchen and a little work area, and then there's some servant stairs that go upstairs. And then right when you get to the top of the building, there is a room to your right. Now, there's two, it looked like it would have been windows, like an office per se. When I went in there, I did feel a gentleman, and he really kind of just like had this very a matter of fact spirit. He wasn't bad, but it wasn't like friendly either. He definitely had, he was a little tall, and he also had a hat and a grayish shirt. But I really couldn't see a lot of his bottom. It was more like a shadow. But he was a very matter of fact. He didn't like women in his area. Very protective. So there's that. There was a couple other spirits I came in contact with. One that came in contact was closer to the stairwell in the front, and it was a lady that, it's just, she lost someone. I kept seeing her looking out the window, and she kept looking at where the mining operations are. So my impression is that she lost somebody either in a mining accident, or she died before she was able to see her loved one. I felt like there was like a lung sickness or something that she contracted, which kind of goes hand in hand because there was an influenza breakout, but I couldn't really get a lot of what she died of. She was very kind of closed off and still sad. Like you could still feel it, a lot of the sadness. So with that, I did not have the privilege to run into Dorothy, although I did kind of feel a little bit of her. Well, I felt a little bit of her, but I really wasn't in tune with her. There has been reports of her in the building, and like you can hear her. She likes to run around. Some people say that she wears a blue dress. So yeah, it's pretty interesting building. So when you guys go and view it or visit it, let me know, and what your impressions that you get, or if you had any experiences, let us know. We would like to know. The next building I also had a drawn to was the Minnesota Lodge and the schoolhouse. That very much so, especially upstairs in the lodge. Women are not allowed in there. It's very closed off, but there has been a handful of reports that women do not feel comfortable there. There's a lot of uneasiness, and you also get shadow figures there, and you also hear children laughing, and there are sometimes they can catch like there is a merry-go-round that's in the front, and the kids love to play with that. There's no wind or anything like that. It would just generally go around and around. So yeah, there's definitely some children's spirits there. And I did come across a little boy. He was there, and he loved to play on the merry-go-round. He likes to run around in the building, downstairs mostly. He hides in the little room. When you walk in, there's a little room right there. He likes to walk in there. He likes to pull hair, especially of women. But he's kind of a mischievous little boy, and that's kind of what I got there. And then, you know, I just there is so many spirits and so much. And then we got this Sidney Ayrton house, and he was actually the first territorial governor of Montana, and it also stands as the most intact residential structure there in Bannack. So Egerton's leadership as an early territorial government helped, and he established laws and fractured in the region basically. He was also part of maybe a conspiracy with Henry Plummer, and so yeah, there's been a lot of that. Now, it doesn't feel haunted, let's per se, but there is a lot of memory and imprint in this place. There's more of like an observational spirit there, and definitely watches over. I definitely don't feel Miss Egerton there too much, but I do feel like there is a spirit there that's very watchful of what happens. So that was interesting enough. The jail, I did feel, and I did see a gentleman in the cell, and yeah, he was pretty sad. Like, he knew he was in trouble, and he was frightened and scared. So obviously you're in the jail and you must have done something really bad. You could definitely feel sickness in there. You know how when you get nervous, like I feel nervous and anxiety. I felt that when I was in there. And then the last but not least for me was the Bassett House. That one was a quarantine center for sick residents basically, and especially children during this epidemic, like influenza. I did get a lot of sadness, a lot of sickness. I heard babies crying. I could smell the sickness. And so, yeah, I mean, there's so much around this area. I might just do a part 3. So guys, stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys want to check us out, do it. Thanks, guys.